Okay, this is a video prediction pertaining to today's date, which is October 6, 2014. Hang on one second. I'm in San Diego, California. Hold on. And I'm a target victim and activist concerning the crimes of gang stalking. Okay? And I'm literally going to prove it in this video since I got this phone on. This is what you're about ready to hear right now is an audio of a YouTube, audio of a video that was caught on my phone. Hang on a second. That was caught on my phone occurring around me, concerning me on Yucca Valley, on a Yucca Valley bus route Landers. Okay? On December 11th, 2014. Okay? And after I show you what this tweet has got in it, what I'm going to do is literally, I'm going to play you the audio of that video. It's a video that's on one of my track phones. This is what the tweet says. Going to UCSD and post office to mail student loan payment. Let's see if any problems occur anywhere I go today, including being banned. TTTTT. Clicking on the tweet so that you can see that it was sent today. You can see the date, 8:29 a.m., October 6, 2014, San Diego. Okay? Now, 8:29 a.m. It is now 8:32 a.m. Going to the calendar feature on my phone, the calendar icon on my phone, will clearly also prove today's date. Because what I'm doing, this is a video prediction. October 2014, October 6, 2014. It is now 8:32 a.m. What I do is predict what these little filthy rats are going to do along my routes. Okay? At a completely separate area pertaining to where the events might transpire at. In other words, I haven't left this area where I was brutally assaulted at on July 9th, 2014. Once I leave this area, and if any event transpires that I predict along my routes today, it'll show this expedition is stalking me from place to place to place to place in order to prop up these staged events. One of the ways that they harass me is placing people around me to repeat gang stalking. Oh my God. You're about ready to hear it right now. I live in Yucca Valley. I live in La Jolla. Okay? I've never left this county of San Diego since I've been in California since August 8, 2011, except for 1 week when I went out to Yucca Valley, California, which is 160 miles away from San Diego County. Now, you can go to YouTube and research, and you can go to Google and YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Evidence of Being Gang Stalked." Learning Disabled Woman Exposes flat out evidence of being gang stalked. And you'll literally see multiple videos of uploaded audio files of gang stalking, oh my God, repetitively being said around me everywhere I go. This is it being caught on a Yucca Valley bus route Landers in Yucca Valley on December 11th, 2012. Do you hear these men repeat gang stalk and oh my God back to back, and then a woman just flat out says gang stalking?
Well, look at that car right there. So cute. To the left, it just turned. No. Those little French cars. I didn't know. Right now? Jeez. You first child? Yeah. Okay. Hopefully my only child. Okay, the whole thing is first one. She never cried. I'm going to go hang it up in my she's already talking. I'm going to take my American flag out. Little kind of flag. Take it out. I'm going to hang it in the window and I'm going to put it on. I wish I did these things right. Oh, yeah. When they look at Rich, oh, yeah, that might work. Now, it's American flag.
You know, I'm going to be really mad if you stop right here, because we could have...
Yeah, we are. They say in 15 years we're going to put an RFID chip on new board.
We could have not walked all the way to Walmart from the Social Security office.
It's a radio frequency. There's so many buses that go. It's a radio frequency identification implant. You never heard of that? Google it. Yeah. You got kids, you should.
I hope they're good. That's beautiful.
Okay, now again, getting around me and repeating gang stalk and oh my God is how they let me know I'm being gang stalked. This occurred in Yucca Valley on December 11th, 2012. It's the actual audio of an actual video from this phone that was the video was being taken as I was on the bus. Go to YouTube and type in "Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking in Yucca Valley." Okay, now what you're about ready to hear is the audio of an event that took place towards me on a sidewalk in La Jolla, right up the street from UCSD, 8 days after I told a UCSD campus police officer that individuals are getting around me every time I go on their campus and repeating gang stalking. Oh my God. Listen to this, okay? You're going to hear you'll hear "oh my God" being said if you listen very closely. But you also hear these individuals say "gang stalk" together, then one says "gang stalking," and then that same one says "gang stalking, I'll F you up." This occurred on Thanksgiving Day, 2013, almost one full complete year after the Yucca Valley audio of a video that you just heard occurring around me in Yucca Valley, which is 160 miles away from La Jolla where UCSD is. This was caught on a sidewalk on Gilman Road. Gilman Road is the same exact sidewalk UCSD is on. The same exact method has been caught happening around me on UCSD campus and at this hiking area where I'm at right now. Just listen. Okay, I think you get the point. Now, what I'm going to do is make a few additional statements while I'm preparing to leave for the day. My name is Leslie Williams. If any event occurs concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me today along any of my routes, I'm going to UCSD after I go to the post office in La Jolla to make my student loan payment. Now, as a result of me being a gang stalking target, gang stalking is nothing but a crime. Gang stalking is a type of crime. It's not stalking by gangs, okay? As a result of being a victim of this extreme criminality on a daily basis, I am literally set up to be provoked, even verbally and even physically, along my routes, including by the business community. Now, you can go to Google right now and type in organized stalking or gang stalking and businesses, okay? Organized stalking and gang stalking is already happening towards employees at work by their fellow employees. Except when it's happening towards an employee, it's usually called work mobbing, so you can Google that. I'm being gang stalked on a feverish scale at Ross Grocery Store on La Jolla Village Square by their management employees who will tag team together, get the employee to provoke me, and then get the management to ban me, and then use security to do the same. That's right. Now, all this can be Googled. Hold on. Let these little skanky fire trucks go by. now, as a result of me being a victim of this crime, what I do is predict what these little filthy rats are going to do, okay, at a separate location before I even leave that location to go where I'm going along my routes for that day. That's right. Like, for instance, right now I'm stating, let's see if any event happens at UCSD today. If I go there and an event occurs, especially an event that causes me to be banned, it'll be a staged event because I predicted before I even get there. Go to YouTube right now and type in learning disabled woman catches library security admitting staged complaint can cause me to be banned, UCSD. If that video doesn't open up your eyes pertaining to the extreme criminality that our university campus police and library security is involved in, then I don't know what would. Why would a library security guard, when I say, he's telling me, he goes, your 1 year ban is up. That ban was based on a staged event, okay? He's telling me my 1 year ban is up and that if any other complaints are lodged against me, I can be banned. And I said, well, what if it's a staged complaint? He flat out says that too. Okay? That's right, baby case, that's right. So why wouldn't he say, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I don't understand. Or why didn't he just laugh, and says, as a result of him thinking to himself, that's ridiculous. Instead, he said, yes, that too. Now, do you really honestly think, okay, that a statement like that, yes, that too, okay, can be accidentally said? Do you really think that? I don't think so. Now, the Thanksgiving event that you just heard pertaining to those two men being propped up along my route on Gilman Road, the sidewalk that's right off Gilman Road, which is the same road that UCSD is on, do you really think that those two men, think about this, I got the entire audio file of the event occurring towards me because as it was occurring, it was being taped on a hidden running recording tape recorder. The whole entire audio file shows that I left La Jolla Village Square, where the Rouse is at, where I'm being gang stalked at. And make no mistake about it, these little filthy skanks over at Rouse, they see in gang stalking, when they stage events towards a target individual, for the target individual to experience, they got to make sure that their video cameras on their ceilings and walls reflect that Rouse employees are just nice people because of the way they're acting nice verbally. But what they're actually doing is baiting me by creating normal appearance. In other words, let me just say this. When I go into Rouse or any other businesses, I intentionally act nice. Not that I wouldn't anyways, but just stay with me for a second, you'll understand what I mean. See, I already know how these little filthy skanks attempt to bait you and hook you into an emotional response. So you'll act out verbally so they can use that as a normal appearing reason to ban you on video. Okay? And how do they do this? Every single time, when I go into Rouse grocery store off the one at Friars Mission Center off of Friars and Frazee Road, there's a video online right now that literally shows that I called the police on the Rouse employees at Friars Mission Center. And as they were there, and as the police officer was in my physical presence, I literally said, aren't you going to do anything towards these Rouse employees? They're all constantly saying gang stalk around me when I come in here. Okay? And he said, well, I can't, the cop says, well, I came here because they called me, not you. Okay? So, that video's online, and if I have time today and I remember today, I'll upload it. But you can just go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Burger King. And then, because the Burger King was in the same plaza as the Friars Mission Center Rouse was in. Okay? Now think about this. I'm over at Friars Mission Center. Just go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Gang Stalking at Rouse. Now those videos were made back in 2012. Okay, when I was living over towards that area. Now, I then move over here to La Jolla, and it's been caught on several different audio files of it happening towards me and around me every single time I went into that Rouse grocery store. Now, over at the Friars Mission Center, what they were doing was they were propping up these people to get around me and repeat gang stalking, oh my god, there. Okay? And they were also harassing me pertaining to, see, because you gotta understand. In these events, what they basically do is they know the victim is not doing nothing wrong at all. So they gotta look for a reason to harass the target. Well, what could be the reason if I'm not bothering nobody? They got to look for an actual reason to approach a target to mentally harass a target. While they're doing these harassments, they prop up the harassment to make it appear that they're actually just talking to a target about something the target's doing that they wish that the target wouldn't do, like using the electronic disabled card. Now, I got a bad knee as a result of my knee being broke when I was 17. It's bad enough that I got to ride my bike, okay, which is a direct result of gang stalking staged vehicle accidents, where they literally staged 2 vehicle accidents causing me to lose my car. That's right. You can Google that and see that it's an actual method of theirs to stage vehicle accidents so the target loses their car. Okay. That way, when they create the homelessness of a target won't even have a car to sleep in. That's right. Now, so what they'll do is, since they know that the target's not acting out inappropriately, what they'll do is start mentally harassing the target about anything and everything. And that's done for a hook. What do I mean by that? Well, what do you do when you go fishing? You put bait on a hook, right? Okay, now this is what I mean by this. In organized stalking and gang stalking, what they'll first do is intentionally form an association in your mind that they're involved in the gang stalking, and they do this by propping people up around you to make sure that you intentionally see who's verbally and physically harassing you with gang stalking sensitization methods. In other words, what they're basically doing in every business I go into, definitely including this Ross grocery store, is propping their employees up to say gang stalk, oh my God, around me, and to engage repetitively, practically continuously at times, and gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk oh my God. And that's done to make sure that I know they're involved in this campaign, okay, overtly, directly, without me being able to prove it outwardly that they're doing it, unless I whip out a tape recorder. Okay? So basically, them repeating these words and phrases and physical gestures around me is their way to send me an overt, direct message that they are involved in the gang stalking. After this association is intentionally anchored in the target's mind, it's a psychological anchor. It's done to intentionally let the target know that they are involved in gang stalking towards you. Okay? Then once this association is mentally anchored in the target's mind, they will then start harassing the target based on normal appearing things that they might say to anybody. Why are you using the cart, Leslie? The cart could be used by a senior citizen or somebody else. Okay? And basically what they're trying to do is put you in a mental defensive posture. Because when your mental defenses are constantly being attacked, the brain gets worn out. And that's what they're attempting to do, is to provoke you mentally as a result of you being constantly bombarded with harassment, mental harassment. And that's done because they're attempting to provoke you as a result of the brain's defense mechanisms and you being mentally put under a non-stop cycle of mental duress. Because it's not just at the routes I'm being gang stalked at. It's at UCSD. It's on MTS bus routes. Okay, it's at MTS bus stops. It's when I'm walking down the street and they have some skank walk by me and engage in a gang stalking physical gesture. The point being is this: they intentionally make sure that they have a mental association formed in the target's mind pertaining to the truth of the matter. But since this mental association is not displayed or showcased, okay, for innocent community members, the innocent community members don't know that this is actually occurring towards me in these creative ways. Then once they make sure that the mental association is anchored and formed in the target's mind, they will then start to mentally harass the target about things that they might say to anybody. Leslie, why are you using the cart? They know that even when I've been in that store using that cart, if I've seen an elderly person or a handicapped person or somebody with a broken leg or whatever, they know, because it's even reflected on my audio files that are recording when I've been in there, that I have offered this cart to individuals that might appear that they need it. That's right. That's right. So basically what they're doing is trying to suck me into a verbal confrontation. Okay? And then when they see that I'm ignoring them about it, what they'll do is attempt to mentally harass me about now ignoring them. Deli employees are doing that inside this rouse. One of the, George, the older guy, okay, has already made a direct verbal abusive statement towards me. And a short Mexican woman, Okay, she's a little skank. And then the blonde-haired woman who, when she talks, you can definitely see that she's got an accent. She's some type of she's just a skank that's being used in order to provoke me mentally, to keep me in a non-stop mental defensive posture. Okay, to where I feel I got to defend myself mentally because of the harassment she's engaging towards me. And they'll also use more than one employee to harass you about using this cart. That way they can make it appear that all the employees are noticing that my behavior is inappropriate for using the cart. It's nothing but stage dramatizations to suck you into a verbal altercation so they can then use that in order to ban you. Because think about this. The average person who knows that they're being gang stalked and knows that these individuals have engaged in gang stalk and harassment towards you on previous dates. So their whole goal is to make the target think to themselves, you got a lot of nerve harassing me about this, when I already know for a fact that you've been engaged in multiple dates of gang stalking harassment. And that's basically what they're attempting to do. Form the mental association and then bait you to act out verbally as a result of you being harassed by a different subject matter. See? That way, they feel that your verbal reactions that will be caught on their video camera will be a justifiable reason to ban you, and then they call security to remove you from the presence, from the location. That's right. That's right. These are the little schemes of gang stalking. Their whole goal is to mentally harass you in any and every way that they possibly can. Jack in the Box did the same thing on Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard. Was being gang stalked in the same exact way at 3 different Jack in the Boxes. The one off of La Jolla Village, the one off of Hazard Center Driveway, which is right around the block from Friars and Frazee Road. The Jack in the Box that is off of Bus Route 30, heading towards, like if you went to UCSD and caught Bus Route 30, okay, on its way to Old Town, you'll see a Jack in the Box. Then gang stalked at that Jack in the Box. So 3 separate Jack in the Boxes. Same exact identical verbal harassment caught at all 3. Do you really think that's an accident? Okay? Because for them, the whole goal is to keep you in a mental merry-go-round of non-stop mental harassment executed towards you on a daily basis, okay, by letting you know and reminding you that you're being gang stalked, and the stupid asses are literally getting around me and saying gang stalk, oh my god, in order to remind me of it. Gang stalking is not stalking by gangs. It's nothing but organized harassment that is achieved through the stalking of the target. That's all it is. But what they're trying to do is keep that name anchored in my mind, because the word gang and the word stalk, okay, had negative meanings to it, which the brain is absorbing, because the brains, see, part of the innate function of a brain is to keep the brain and the physical integrity of the body safe. Okay, you can go to Google right now and type in psychological operations and gang stalking, and look at what comes up, because the whole goal for them is to use these dark neuro-linguistic programming techniques that can be Googled as well. Dark meaning that the words and the phrases that are being said around the target have a dark meaning to them, a negative meaning to them, in order to neuro-linguistically program a mental response. And since these words, gang, what do you think of when you hear the word gang? When you hear the word gang, you think to yourself, and you have a pictorial image in your mind that runs across your mind, that a gang is associated to violence, crime, you name it, gangs. Then when you hear the word stalking, that's another name that's got a dark and negative meaning to it. They want the brain to absorb that even at the unconscious level. Basically what they're attempting to do is program the brain into believing that a gang is stalking them, because both of those words have negative meanings to it. As a result, the brain is kept in a constant defensive and physiological and mental state, because these 2 words have a negative meaning that have even threats attached to it. Okay? Even though they know that I got it figured out that there's no such thing as gang stalking. It is the name of the crime, but it's not gangs that are stalking you. Gang stalking is a type of a crime. Okay, it's nothing but organized harassment. They want it kept in your mind that all this organized harassment is gang stalking, because they know that gang and stalking have negative meanings to it. It's done to put you in a hyper vigilant state of mind and how the body constantly physiologically reacts to it, because it's gang stalking. These two words put together has already been intentionally associated to traumatic events, like being assaulted. That's right. In order to create episodic memories in the target's mind. Therefore, every time the word gang stalking is said, the target is brought right back into remembering the episodic memories of prior victimizations, assaults, rapes, robberies, created homelessness. Okay? They want to make sure that they totally bombard you through your senses, your sight and your hearing, that you're a victim of this crime, and the name of the crime has dark themes to it. Okay, because they want to keep the brain in a constant defensive, reactionary state. So basically what this is psychological battering, psychological harassment, psychological abuse, okay, and menticide. And these are the schemes of gang stalking. Now, when you can easily deliberate that, all you got to do right now is go to YouTube and type in "learning disabled woman catches gang learning disabled woman catches gang stalking at UCSD. Learning disabled woman catches gang stalking at SDSU." There's one really good YouTube video pertaining to that Jack in the Box I was talking to you about off of Rosecrans and Nimitz. Just go to YouTube and type in, I think it's 12/20/13, learning disabled woman exposes San Diego police gross negligence of duty. Listen thoroughly to that YouTube video and then look at everything in the description of it. Okay? Then go to YouTube and type in 7/15/13, learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at Jack in the Box, Rosecrans and Nimitz. You'll hear gang stalking, oh my God, being said around me. Flat out you will. Then when you go to YouTube and type in learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at UCSD Price Center. Learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at UCSD Club Med. Learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at UCSD. Learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at SDSU. Learning disabled woman catches gang stalking at Arby's. And you're gonna hear gang stalking, oh my God, being said around me everywhere I go, every single day. So the only way that they can be achieving this crafted verbal harassment around me, concerning me, is to know where I'm at in real time at all times. It's been caught on video and audio of it happening here. Okay? So when you review this evidence, you can sit back and say to yourself, why won't the San Diego police make a police report? Why? Are they directly connected to these crime syndicates that are hosting and managing this gang stalking expedition? There's thousands of Americans right now all over the internet begging for help pertaining to this crime. People that don't even know each other, that even live in separate states, and they're all blogging about the same exact identical harassment campaigns being utilized against them. Do you really think that's an accident? That total, complete strangers can be verbalizing the same exact identical types of harassment, repeating words and phrases along the target's route, sensitization methods being utilized against them along their routes, assaults, created homelessness. Okay? Anybody with 2 brain cells would be able to deduce that this, and then there is not one, all over the internet, there is not one, okay, copied and pasted police report online showing that any police officer ever has filed a police report on behalf of a targeted individual. Not one. That right there in itself should show you government participation in this crime. I gotta go. I gotta get my day started. As a result of me being a victim of this crime, I make predictions pertaining what these little filthy rats are gonna do along my routes on a daily basis, no matter where I go, no matter where I'm at. Now today, I got to go to the post office to make my student loan payment, which is right off of La Jolla Village Square at the post office that's right behind CVS. Okay? Then when I leave there, I'm going to go to UCSD to power up my power cells at the biomedical library. They're also engaging in staged events towards me at the bike rack that's right outside of it. That's right. That's right. That way they can use these staged events as a normal apparent reason to ban me. Yeah, baby. And when they stage events towards a gang stalking target, they'll also stage the witnesses. Flat out. That way they can say, Leslie, is everybody involved in this gang stalking towards you? This woman witnessed your inappropriate behavior, okay? What, is she gang stalking you too? Fuck yeah, they are. Because they've been solicited to participate in what is known as a gang stalking street theater, which is a staged event. Okay? That's right. You can go to Google right now and type in staged events and gang stalking. Okay? They're called street theaters. And when they prop up these staged events, they're staged for a reason, in order to bring about an end result. Banning a target from a business where they go and get their grocery needs met. Banning a target from a transportation services that they use in order to be able to get from A to B to C to D. Grocery stores, banks, post offices, whatever. Okay? They engage in these gang stalking staged events at universities, so the target is banned from the university. As a result, they're not able to use the library computers to upload evidence about what's happening to them and what has happened to them and what might. So in closing, basically what I'm stating to you is what I do in response to this little filthy whoredom that these little skanked out rats are involved in. Go to Google right now and type in gang stalking and human trafficking. So do you really think that UCSD, Ross Grocery Store, CVS, Best Buy, Staples, AMC Theater, UCSD, SDSU, USD, California State San Marcos, MTS Transportation Services, Arby's, Jack in the Box, Walmart, do you really think that the individual or individuals or group that is managing this expedition towards me is going to leave these places wide open to lawsuits that they're using for the harassment? No. What they're going to do is create events trying to bait me in emotional hooks to get me to act out, so they can then use that as a normal apparent reason to ban me. Case in point, one of the main methods they're using against me is to try and attempt to provoke me to take a video picture of people that have already been used on prior dates or are currently being used. That way they can say, Miss Williams, you're being banned from every place you go because you're taking video pictures of people for no reason because you think you're being gang stalked. Well, I think I've proven in this video that I am. I'm predicting right now they're going to ban me from the Law Library downtown on Front Street, either in the near future or they might wait a month or two, because I rarely go down there, maybe once or twice a month. So I made this video today on October 6, 2014. It might not occur until late December. That way they can say, well, Leslie, you made this prediction a long time ago. It doesn't apply to now, 3 months later. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Make no mistake about it. Alright, I literally gotta go. Today's date is October 6, 2014. Let's see if any event transpires concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me today. In fact, in the next 30 days, no matter where I'm at, definitely including inside the Hall of Justice, okay? At the Law Library, at UCSD, at any business I go to, especially any business that's in La Jolla Village Square Plaza, okay? This includes businesses that are on both sides of the street, CVS being on one, that business plaza, and then across the street where the Rouse is located at. That's right, and at this area as well. That includes coming down up in here and removing my tent and stealing my property, okay, with or without a trespass notice. That includes assaults happening here, any law enforcement department, police coming here to evict me and ban me, okay, any homeless person coming down here and bother me. And when they prop up these little filthy ass homeless bums that they're using, okay, hold on. When they prop up these little filthy bums, like what they did at the Law Library on September 5th, 2014, I made a tweet at this location on Twitter stating I was going to go to 7-Eleven, the post office, City Hall, and the Law Library. I said, let's see if anything happens today. Okay? Then once I left here and went to go get on the 150 bus to go to these places, I made another tweet, which was almost completely identical to the prior tweet that I made here. Except in the second tweet, I said, especially, let's see if any events happen along my routes today, going to these aforementioned places, and especially at the Law Library. I take the 150 bus downtown. The bus stop dedicated to where I got off at is literally 30 feet away from the Law Library, right across the street, on the same street. I get off the bus, I take my bike off the bus, walk my bike to the Law Library, go to lock it up at the pole right in front of the Law Library, and I seen this white man talking to a Mexican woman. He left her presence, walked up to me and asked me for a cigarette, and as he did it, he engaged in a gang-stalking physical gesture that's been used around me along my routes on periodic dates. So I said, no, I don't have a cigarette, please leave me alone. He goes, well, he then says, well, fuck you then, bitch. And he grabs his crotch and he goes, suck this. I said, get away from me, punk. He goes, come around the corner and call me a punk. Now, he was seen talking to the Mexican woman before he approached me. He then leaves, so I take out my video camera and say, I just got threatened, okay? And I lifted it up briefly to take a video picture of the Mexican woman who had her back turned as I did it. I then reloaded the camera and said an incident just occurred right now, right here in front of the law library. After I put the video camera back in my pocket, she walks in front of me and opens up the law library door, and as she's walking in the breezeway, she took her middle finger like this and put it up behind her back. Okay? So when I went in the law library after I locked up my bike, I approached the law library security, which was not an average everyday security that they use. I said, you better watch this woman. She just gave me the finger. He said, no, she didn't. You're lying. I said, what are you talking about? I even caught it on tape recorder in reference to all the incidences that happened outside. I then walked away from him, went and sat at the computer terminal, and he followed me there and then tried to accuse me of being disruptive. And he said, if you don't stop being disruptive, I'm going to call the police. I said, well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll call the police. Okay? That's right. That's right. Now, is that a trigger? Is that a trigger in order to stimulate a mental response pertaining to how SDSU event pulled the same thing? Threatening me to call the police. They know that I have engaged in, well, I tell you what I'll do. I'll call the police. They did the same thing here. These are basically trigger words to trigger and stimulate a already neural response that they have created in my mind. Okay? Because what they do is they come at you, okay, after you've run around all day or went through a lot to get to a place you're going. They believe you're physically tired and that you're also mentally tired because you're watching out concerning your routes pertaining to what can happen toward you at any given moment. So what they do is they come at you as you're trying to cognitively reset from going from one place to another. You're distracted in your thinking. And then they bring about these events and then try and bait you to even call the police so you can be the person who called the police. So when the police come out, they work in concert with the security and state, well, they're claiming you're being disruptive. Bullshit. The guy followed me right to the computer terminal and tried to say that if you continue to be disruptive. The people that were sitting next to me were looking at him like, huh. Go to Google and type in library and security guards and gang stalking. Libraries and gang stalking. And do the math. Gang stalking, oh my God, has been caught on several audio files being said around me inside the law libraries, including employees saying it. I'm in San Diego, California. Let's see if any problems happen towards me, concerning me, about me, around me, or against me today, October 6, 2014. And let's see if the student loan payment that I mailed today to the Department of Education does not arrive. It's being sent, certified mail return receipt. Let's see if any event happens at Ralph's. Let's see if any event happens at UCSD in the next 30 days. I'm in San Diego, California, and I do appreciate you listening. Have a nice day.